What is up? What is up, everyone? This is literally Kaiser, and we're back with a special review. This is the first ever in YouTube history, the review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. I've seen it like so many times. I've seen it when it first came out, and I've seen it when the first. And I'm not here to give you the review of one of the greatest animated movies ever to exist. I thought it would be Puss in Boots 2, but after seeing this movie, it easily destroys it. Now, at first I was like curious, but after seeing the trailer for the Mario movie and seeing detail, the voice actors didn't really concern me too much. After all, we got a wrestler playing as Mario the first time, so I was more curious on whether or not who Charles Martinet was playing as in the movie, and it turns out he was playing two characters, if I can knowledge of Mario's father and Jumpman, or Pistachio, whatever his name is. Who was wearing the same outfit as the original Jumpman. So, yeah, the movie is amazing. All the video game references, they're not even seen for us. Even with the non Mario music's like the Brooklyn, which fits because they're in Brooklyn, so the music does fit well, and the 80s does fit well considering the game is originally from the 1985s. And since Shrek can do it, so can Mario do it, so there's no complaint there. Now, I've heard a lot of critics talking about it being story-based, and I'm like, it's not Legend of Zelda. Like, it's not going to be like a deep story. It's mostly it's simple. Mario's origin story to rescue Luigi and defeat Bowser. That's all there is to it. I'm not sure what you guys are looking for. Like, it does have some character development, which is really good, but it's not that deep. It's not a really deep. Even I said that the movie does have some deep moments involving the relationship between Mario and Luigi, and it's more supposed to be Luigi, as it sets up. I won't go into detail that until later. Now, it starts off with what we saw in the trailer with Bowser taking over the penguin. Some little stuff added here and there, and then we get to the Mario commercial, which I didn't expect the Mario commercial to be in the movie. I thought it was one of the advertisements, but it was actually in the movie, and they were doing an accent, which they dismiss as it being like they're trying to go for like for the commercial, not for how they normally sound, which is a clever way of saying they're not going to do that that voice. But we do have Charles Martinet as Giuseppe. Giuseppe, I don't know what his name is, doing the voice, which is good. And then you meet a character, Spike from the Wrecking Crew, to bounce mouth Mario and Luigi as they once used to work there. Though I really want to see Spike in future Mario games, as his character was actually really fun, and it definitely hinted off some like neurons for some people who saw him. And you do first see that Mario and Luigi basically Mario sticking up for Luigi, and it was so funny to see. And you do get to see more of their platforming skills as they go on to the next job. They do get the first assignment in his new building for Ritual, and you get to see the first main antagonist, the dog. And I do like that the dog scene has like scenes that will be foreshadowing from the pipe to the final battle. It's a good foreshadowing. I noticed. For reference, this reference is full reference. Like even the castle, even the diner had like punch out references all over the place. So after failing their easy job due to their dog, they soon head back to meet the family, which just seems like a what you see an Italian family would be. And one of them looks like Groucho Marx. I'm just sure. And you do see like they're like Mario looks more like his dad and Luigi looks more like his mom. So the whole family, again, I don't know what the future holds with the Mario family, but it's more like they were from the Italian. This also causes some continuity when Mario and Luigi were born in the Mushroom Kingdom, and yet they're I'm not sure how deep the Mario lore is. As someone who pieces together Mario, I'm not sure how much of the movie they're going to incorporate with the actual Mario lore, as the Yoshi Island hints that the Mario and Luigi were born in the Mushroom Kingdom, given at the Toad houses. So I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. Or it's going to be a separate continuity or something else. But after Mario plays Kid Icarus on his SNES, funny enough, you get the pep talk from Luigi, and also you get to see Pauline. So Pauline's definitely taking on a role on the. Wait, this seeing Pauline also makes me realize: is this Brooklyn or New Donk City? Since we see Pauline there too, so it's a good reference to her. So they head to the underground city where they meet a mysterious pipe that takes them there. At first, I see people compare why is there a pipe in the Mushroom Kingdom? And I'm like, there are pipes everywhere. And since the Mushroom Kingdom is technically part of the world from New Donk City, you can actually fly there, it wouldn't be hope to realize that this is not a hidden world, more of a warp pipe. Get it? Warp pipe, from going from place to place. So I think the Mushroom Kingdom is still there, it's just not in its own universe. And again, I'm just trying to piece their continuities of what the movie is. So eventually they get separated. Luigi goes to the Darklands, and Mario goes to the Mushroom Kingdom. And to cut Luigi's era short, he encounters some dry bones, which I'm surprised they made scary, because fear is a difficult Mario. And they go into the mansion, which Luigi enters into from Shy Guys, which they ambush him and they take him to Bowser. Now skipped over to Mario, where Mario basically meets Toad for the first time. And Toad, the voice actor for Toad did a really good job for Toad, making him definitely had I'm not sure how to say, but he just did a good job with Toad. So they head over to the Mushroom Kingdom, where there are pretty much references everywhere, from Cappy to the animals to the music. The music's basically a 10 out of 10. No other movie beats that level of music. It's a complete 10 out of 10. And it's not just forced in there. It fits well with the orchestra to music. It's not you put music there and it works. Especially with this thing, it plays different. It plays different Mario themes and blend it all well. Or I have to stop and just figure out which music is being played. And overall, it's just a good feel. Also, there's a lot of references to Mario running. When he runs up to those platforms, he's running in the style of Super Mario 3D World, which I can pick up on that one. So eventually, after all that clear pipe shenanigans, he really gets into Peach's Kingdom. And of course those Toads are gonna use the classic, "Oh, your prince is another castle" line. I'm like, that's clever. And then after distracting him with some baked food, Mario rushes into the castle, sneaking past the guards for a few seconds before he gets chased. And then we see Peach. So Peach is also pretty beautiful. Again, this is by far the hardest version of Peach. I'm gonna be honest, it is. The hair looks good, and the facial expression looks good. And it's sad that we don't get to see Toadsworth being. They said the blue toy. I wish it was with Toadsworth, but it wasn't. So eventually, when Peach discussed the plans about Bowser, Peach will run into Mario in slow motion, but before getting suplex. After diminishing his size, and Mario tells her what happened to Luigi, and he's the product. It turns out Peach informs Mario that Bowser's in that Luigi's in the Darklands with Bowser. So then you have to do some training courses to prove that Mario is good enough to be on this journey. And fun fact enough, Mario eats mushrooms. It's a weird thing that they decided to add, but it's funny, especially when Mario throws up this mushroom and then reduces back to his normal size. The music is actually, I feel like this version is way better than the one in Shrek 2, because I don't know, I didn't like it in Shrek 2, but I like it more in the Mario movie, because it's more of a coming out story for Mario to be a hero. Plus the courses look really good too, and I like how they use the 2D courses as the 2D Mario Maker and training courses. After Mario showed his Riz, he almost completes it, but which is good enough for Peach. That, and they're in a hurry. So now they must journey to the Kong lands, where and then while they're doing it, we see from the bomb on battlefield to the Mario Odyssey desert world and all that stuff. So it's a good reference. And eventually reaching the Kong, where you meet, I think it's Swanky Kong. I'm not sure what this Golden Kong's name is, but after some tripping 80s music, which still fits, we arrive into Cranky Kong. So the way they portray Cranky Kong is more of a Kong, like, I guess it makes sense that Donkey Kong is the leader of the Kongs. So this would be interesting if they were trying to go for a Donkey Kong movie. So they have to defeat Donkey Kong in order to get the Kong's army. So this comes to an amazing fight scene between Donkey Kong, and I'm very surprised they played the DK rap. Well, just a remix of it. I was surprised they played. Actually, out of all the musics, I was honestly this was the second one that surprised me. The first one being the 3D world Bowser's Fury metal theme, which is also that was actually the one that surprised me the most. The second one's the DK rap, of course, because I didn't think they would actually play those two musics. And honestly, they missed to use the mini power. Honestly, if you learn from your Thanos lesson, there's a lot of ways. If it was me with a mini mushroom, I would have just entered Donkey Kong's brain and ripped out his brainstem, but that's just me. So we see the cat power, and the cat was basically able to speed blitz DK for the win. And damn, the cat power suit is always a really good item. You don't get the recovery, well, you do actually recover from the wall, but you don't get the hover effect. So, but it has amazing movement, which definitely was shown in the fight between Donkey Kong and Mario. The speed, the reflexes, all that from the cat. And for Bowser, basically it takes place back in his kingdom, where they're throwing a party again with the Bowser Fury music, which I'm surprised they play that one. And then we realize Bowser wants to marry Peach, just like the comics and just like that. Also, people think that Peach was a girl boss, but if you read the comics and see the interviews between Shigeru Miyamoto, Peach was meant to be a strong princess. It just never worked out because they needed someone for Bowser to kidnap. This time they chose Luigi, and so we can see more of Peach, which Peach should have been based on the interviews and the comics. So they decided to take Rainbow Road to Bowser's place. They take Rainbow Road to Castle, I think. Yeah, I try to remember what it was. The Rainbow Road scenes were amazing. Especially they used the car select from Mario Kart 8 to make their carts, and overall the Rainbow Road fight scenes was amazing, and we get to see more of the Blue Shell General. As soon as I seen the Blue Shell guy being the general of the Koopas, I knew where exactly was going, and it went going. The dreaded Blue Shell takes out Donkey Kong and Mario, and then Peach returns to and it was followed up by the famous eel, the eel that honestly I wouldn't surprised if the piano that Bowser played Peach on was the ghost piano from Mario 64. Again, Peaches ended up being one of the most, was definitely the most greatest song in an animated movie, or probably in all movies really. It was just a silly song that Jack Black made on the fly, using the chord progressions of Never Gonna Give You Up, which I've seen the remix of, and it actually sounds like it could work with that music, and it turned out to be an amazing hit, top 10 music of the week. I'll say number 1 because it is. It's a funny song, and I'm praised to Jack Black for thinking that song on the fly. It's also catchy. I still put on my song, especially with the Never Give You Up version. So after Donkey Kong and Mario have a moment, a funny moment, because DK was shit talking Mario, they were able to use the rocket that was still left to escape the eel. And then once Peach tries to take on Bowser, but then realizes that because Toad doesn't want to leave, Toad was captured and forced to marry. God, and I love how they used Kamek as Peach, because it was in the Mario, I think it was Mario Wii. Mario Wii. Was it Mario Wii or Mario U? Either way, they had like Kamek and Peach's closer, which is again, these references are on point. They were literally using 40 years of Mario into one movie, and it shows really well. I really hope they make. I really can't wait with a sequel to this, and this could really be the next Nintendo animated movie universe. But for now, I'm getting too ahead of myself. After that, Mario Donkey Kong starts storming the castle, and they basically have like Fire DK and Super Mario just go crazy on him. And with the 2D style like fight scenes were really good, really well animated and all stuff. It's like definitely watched from a 2D perspective, which is again a good attention to detail. Then Raccoon Mario based and Ice Peach came out, and like I think that was the last time we saw Kamek, by the way. It was good to see King Bump and King Bump being like just a gentleman, and King Boo was there too. I'm like, dang, King Boo probably disappeared, but I'm though rest in peace King Bump. I hope he does come back later because he's one of my favorite bosses. And basically after rescuing Luigi from the captain. So, speaking, I forgot to mention about Luigi's being captured. Yeah, after the whole like, do Princess find him attractive? And after Luigi and Bowser scene, which basically became a ship after this point. Yeah, Bowser went really hard on that one. Not for the ship, the whole like, the whole killing his brother. Man, Bowser can flip between like obsessed with Peach to being evil like in a snap, and it will still work. And speaking of another evil, there's another character which by far one of my favorite characters, that new character they added, the Lumaline. God, I just want to see like a whole compilation of just Lumaline. I love the part when he's like excited he was about to die, and then like boo when he was like rescued. DK was able to lift that entire thing and rescue them. Even Cranky wants DK to like flex, but no time. But later, and they rescued him with the help of the raccoon. Be having infinite, and I wish Raccoon had infinite flight, but it will have a P-wing. Eventually, Bowser decides I'm going to use the bonsai belt to nuke the castle, and Mario has to force his attention, which was hard. Eventually hit his eye really hard, and then was chased. Mario had the brilliant idea to take the nuke, bonsai belt, into the portal, and just, for some reason, was able to bring the Mushroom Kingdom into the Brooklyn. I want to say real world, because I remember you say like, oh, it's the real world. I'm like, that's like a weird like thing. Like, that doesn't mean the mushroom is not real. Yeah, it was weird. So I'll call it like Brooklyn or New Donk City. So that's where the final fight begins between Bowser, Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong, and Mario. Mario gets like launched, like overpowered by Bowser, and just like gets like flown through to a wall into the same diner that this movie started in. And Mario watches a inspired video about saving Brooklyn with his brother and helping. This gives Mario enough confidence to get out there and fight despite being like beaten up, saving Donkey Kong from almost being impaled by the claws. And then this is where you see Luigi's character development happen. All this time you've seen him from being baby. By the way, the baby Mario Luigi reference was really cute. I like it. To like realize that Mario will do anything to save Luigi, despite what Matt Pat said. And now it's his turn to return, using the same thing which was foreshadowed by the pipe and the dogfight to block the Bowser flame, to giving Mario enough time to grab the star. And by far the best remix I've seen of the Superstar theme, going hard and using it to defeat Bowser. The fight scene was amazing, like way better than what the Sonic movies Super Form was. And after that, they put him in a jar as Peach's pet, Lucky Bowser. And that's usually how the movie ended. And then it shows after like the group hugs, even Spike was proud of the Mario Brothers. They eventually like now live in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that's where the movie ends. Well, sort of. Bowser stinging his new version while Peach's pet, lucky him, and Bowser. I'm more of a Rosalina pet kind of. Yeah. And now we have a post-credit scene with the Yoshi. So that's how the movie ends. Honestly, this was by far the best movie. I wish I could watch it more times than one. Maybe once it gets to a straight DVD, I'll probably pick up the movie and just start watching it too. I kind of missed my chance to get the coin block popcorn thing. I kind of want them. I want to go back and get that. I didn't know they had it, but I was like, maybe they sold it out or something. Anyway, this is by far one of the greatest anime movie I've ever seen, and it's definitely climbing up the ranks. Already hit $1 billion before it even premiered in Japan, which surprised me. I'm like, I thought it would appear in Japan. Honestly, this is by far the best animated movie ever. Definitely a movie of the year, and definitely the best video game movie of all time. I can't wait to see what more they would do in the Mario universe. I heard of rumors of a Luigi movie, Mansion movie, or a Donkey Kong movie coming up. So that's it for the review. Definitely the first review of the Mario movie from this channel. Alright, I thank everyone for watching. We're done with this all-time. This Kaiser, National P. I'm just see you next video. Auf Wiedersehen.